Good evening, everybody, and welcome back once again to Rogues Gallery Live. Good evening, everyone. Like I said, it's Rogues Gallery Live. This is episode number 119. I've entitled the show Sideshow Disappoints, ? Collecting news and pics and possible live pre-order tonight from the BSC. We shall see. I did kind of tease that a little bit on the live show this weekend, and we'll kind of see if we can get a certain number of people in here tonight. Then I might do a pre-order. We'll see tonight. So anyway, I'm Chris the Batman Statue Collector, joined as always right over here from Wayne Manor North. We have Mr. Dan Default in the house. How's it going, sir?
It's going great. And the newly, freshly lit Wayne Manor North. I don't know if anybody can tell the lighting in here, but yeah, the lighting is much improved. And I'm excited to see these bad boys in the new Bat Bunker.
Absolutely. So Dan got some really great lights, and that is what I'm getting. How many do you have in your room?
I have 8.
Okay. And I'm going to have 20. So you're either going to be able to see me, or it'll just be like a giant ball of white light, and you just hear my voice. So I'll be like heavenly from above or something like that. So, well, it'll be interesting to see. But the good thing about those is you can turn them off, you can dim them, and all the different kinds of things. So that's good. I'm going to say you look great in your room there tonight. So that's
Thank
fantastic.
you, sir. Thank you.
We also have down here from Secret Sanctuary, Mr. Jeff Delaney in the house. How's it going, sir?
Going well. Very happy to be here. Should be an interesting discussion tonight.
I think so. We got some really good topics, I think. So I'm anxious to kind of dive in with you guys. And then last but not least, tonight we have Mr. Eric B. from All Things Art. How's it going, sir?
Good. Hello. Hope everyone's doing well out there tonight.
Give a shout out to Eric and his channel. If you haven't checked it out, Eric did a great repair job. We were talking before the show, and it's a broken Captain America shield, and it was broken in 3 pieces, and you could not even tell that it was broken at all. Complete awesome repair. I know that Eric is extremely busy with repairs and orders and stuff, and I don't think he's taking any at the moment, but definitely check out his channel. And if you ever do need something repaired, I would 100% trust him with anything I have. And so definitely check out his channel and watch that video from today. Absolutely.
Yeah, like I was telling Dan, that repair was from last October. That's how behind I am with editing videos. So
it's crazy. Well, it's that's the great thing about YouTube is you can have it, from a year ago and still upload something, and like it still seems fresh. That's the great thing. So it's still new to us. So that's the best part about it. So anyway, how's everybody doing in the chat tonight? Again, thanks everybody for being here. We've got 86 people, 4 minutes in. I really appreciate everybody being here tonight. Hit that like button if you would. That really helps us, and it helps tell other people that we are live here on the channel. So what's going on with you, gentlemen? Anything new in the collecting world for you guys?
Pre-ordered the Iron Man from Legendary Beast.
Oh, nice.
That is a fantastic piece. I know, like Art Statue Collector just had the prototype, and it looked incredible. Obviously, it's going to look incredible in your collection with Hulk and Thor and Captain America. So I can't wait to see that in the Secret Sanctuary. When is that supposed to ship next year, or is it going to ship this year?
It's funny. I don't think there is a release date listed on the XM site, so I'm sure it's next year. I can't imagine it's this year.
All right. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be here sooner than later, obviously. Yep. Let's see. What am I getting in soon? I haven't really announced it here. I know you guys know it, but I have purchased the Batman versus Joker Dragon.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun.
That is so cool. I can't wait to see your review on that.
I'm excited. I think it's kind of one of those, like, I just want something in pieces, it's like I'm kind of just jonesing for something.
That's a big
but and I keep seeing pictures of it in other people's collections, and I'm like, I just feel like it needs to be in the bunker. I just feel like it just has that presence to it. And again, it's always my favorite is Batman versus Joker, and that's just another version of that. So I did get the deluxe with the beard, and I that's probably the look that I would go with. I really like it. I know Eric is doing a repair job on that one right now. Send me a picture of the torch. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I just posted in the Facebook group. They're continuing this metal line. The story continues, so it's still popular.
Have they announced other pieces?
No, I'm just talking as far as the comics go.
Oh yeah, I did see that. The was it the Jason Fabok cover?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the title was called.
Night
Something.
Terrors.
What is it?
Night Terrors.
Yeah, Night Terrors. There you go.
Your camera went off, Dan. I'm not sure if you meant to do that or not.
Of course it did. It's supposed to do that.
Okay, perfect. Well, it's like here. Just hold on, watch it.
It might be.
Hey, there we go. See now we got dueling Batman statue collector logos. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, highly entertaining here, folks, tonight. Anyway, so I've got that coming. Also, I've got the shipping notification for the Batman. The Killing Joke life-size Joker bust. That was so I bought that. Another collector has bought it from me, but wanted me to review it. So it's basically being shipped to me from Todd at Spec, and I'm going to review it. Well, that viewer reached out to me today and said, Chris, I have decided to not get that after all. And I said, okay, that's cool. I said, why don't you, but he still wants me to do the review and all that, whatever. But and it's like, it's all good. And so I told him, I said, because he's limited on some space. And I said, why don't you think about it for a few days, see the review and see what you think after that. So he's still deciding. So it's like, how we sometimes hesitate. So anyway, that one might be going to him or it might be going to somebody else out in the community. I just wanted to post that out there. So
what is he selling it? Because he said he's canceling it, but he
already paid me for it.
Oh, okay.
And so I would just have to refund him.
Oh, you're getting it and you're selling it to him. Okay, got you.
I was getting it anyway,
okay.
And he wanted to buy it from me, so he bought it. And then but he still wanted me to review it. So he was going to have it shipped to me, and then I was going to ship it to him after the review. So
what was the shipping?
How much was the shipping? Oof.
Was it ugly?
I don't feel like it was too bad, but I think it's 2 boxes.
Oh wow. Okay.
I cannot remember the shipping. Darn it. I'll see if I can look it up somewhere. But anyway, so I think that's the 2 that I have coming in. I've got an Iron Studios piece coming in.
What's that?
That is the I believe you have that. That is the Stan Lee piece.
Oh, you got that coming in.
Yeah, I've got that coming in.
It's so cool
to review. Yeah, it's the quarter scale.
Yeah.
And I loved it in San Diego, and so I'm excited to see it again in person. I know you've really enjoyed yours.
Yeah, I got him right between Daredevil and Spider-Man. He looks awesome.
So I'm excited to do that one. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that might be it. How about the rest of you guys? Anything you've got coming in soon?
Not soon. I think I mentioned it on the last show. I did order the Prime 1 Penguin, and I did order the Prime 1 Joker Batsuit.
That is awesome. That is fantastic.
Which I'm going back and forth on that one. I don't know, like the edition size scared me a little bit, so I jumped on it right away before it sold out. But to make room for that, I would have to sell Talon, and I don't know. There's days I look at Talon and I want to keep him, and then there's days when I'm like, maybe I should sell him, just because of the where he is. Like I have him low on the floor, but.
Man, I don't think I would ever sell Talon. Like I just
love that piece.
I just don't think I could ever sell it. There's
I'm afraid
pieces. Go ahead.
I'm afraid the Joker Batsuit's going to be a little too color. Like I like colorful pieces, but I have a feeling it's just going to really stand out in my collection. Like because
I have the same worry.
Yeah.
I got the same worry.
I think that's valid for sure. But I don't know. I guess we'll see.
I had a funny thing happen with the Dark Side Kirk. I had a ton of rewards points, and I thought that piece is like it's really late, and so when it's really late, you can get your NRD back from Sideshow. So I canceled my order, and then I reordered and used my points.
Brilliant,
and it worked fine. So later that night, I was looking at my wish list, and I had it on my wish list just so I can see when it comes in or if there's any change, whatever. And it had waitlisted. I'm like, that's really weird.
Did you get the last one?
I was just going to say, did you get the last one?
But I canceled one, and then I ordered one. So it should have canceled it out. So this morning, I shared in my group, hey, it's this waitlisted. And a guy texted me anyway, he ordered it, or he waitlisted it. Sorry, he waitlisted it. And then later in the day, he texted me and said, hey, it already converted.
Yeah. Maybe there's like a 10-second delay or something with the wait list or something.
So then I looked at it, and now it's pre-order again, but almost sold out.
What?
So
you're like teetering on one or two in stock. That's what it's like, just like teetering.
Yeah, I think there's probably one left at Sideshow, and I don't know what I did somehow triggered all this chaos. But all I did was cancel and reorder and use my points. But it was weird.
That's pretty funny.
But that is a piece I can't wait to get, and hopefully that's going to be in the next month or two.
Well, that is awesome. Well, so I got some good stuff coming in. Dan, did you say anything coming in your way, or you got kind of in a dry spell right now?
I did order something from Sideshow. So our friend Matt Martin, member Matt Martin, he got this piece in, and I was extremely impressed. It looked way better in the in-person pictures than in Sideshow's pictures. Now, I don't do many props or ancillary. You know, I've got art and I've got statues, and I don't do many props. But he got the Batarang or not the Batarang, but the chest emblem from the Batman.
Yeah, that looks nice.
It does look nice.
You should see it in the pictures. He has the, in-hand pictures. It looks unbelievable.
He has it signed, right?
He got it signed by Pattinson. And my feeling is, so, at the end of the Batman movie, there's a number of comic book artists that are credited in the credits. So Lee Bermejo, Jim Lee's credited, Sean Murphy's credited, and a bunch of others. And I thought, I'm just going to get it signed. I thought it looked really, really great. So,
did you say he has it signed by Pattinson?
Yeah.
How did he get that?
Through a friend that was doing a private signing with Pattinson.
Really?
Yeah.
And he didn't tell us about it?
So I think he did it a long time ago.
Must have been.
But anyway, so I have that. That actually arrives Monday, I think. And then the other piece is here over, this shoulder where I've got this sketch by Sean Murphy of Joker. I expect that piece should be shipping anytime.
That's another one I forgot to mention. They have that out of the box for the Samurai Scarecrow, and I would assume, but I've heard nothing from XM about that piece. But hopefully, I think I hit up Art and see if he knew anything about it, and he said within the month. So I don't know if that's true or not. So I guess we'll see.
I think didn't we start seeing some Asian collectors getting the Pattinson Prime 1 Batman?
Oh, is that right? Really?
I think what you're thinking of is the
the Jim Lee one.
Jim Lee, I did see one of those. Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
No,
geez,
what the heck? It's the Batman after it was from Batman Forever.
No, not that one.
Have you seen we have pictures of that tonight?
Yeah, that's not the one I'm thinking of.
So you have seen Pattinson?
It might have been the Jim Lee one though.
Somebody did post Jim Lee.
It could be.
Yeah, I think it was Jim Lee. So there's that one. And I did order my second custom.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you did.
I ordered a second custom.
I believe it was a Harley.
It is a Harley.
And a punchline.
I can show you the art that it's based on. I've got the cover here next to me.
Let's see it.
All right, hold on.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. So this is Jay Anacletos cover for Harley 75. And that is the art that it's based on.
Nice.
Okay.
Yep. And it is gorgeous. The piece looks unbelievable. So it's the same group that I ordered Punchline from. So we'll see.
I like the render better than that cover.
Yeah. Render's fantastic.
Yeah. I don't know. Yep. Cool. But yeah, we'll see.
I'm actually considering the two that you've ordered.
Yeah.
And also an Alex Ross Batman as well.
That is on my list, but here's my thinking on that piece. And here's why I haven't pulled the trigger. Because I don't think I need that and Legendary Beasts Batman.
Yeah. And we haven't, the problem with that one is we haven't, like, from, in my opinion, I'm getting that one no matter what. Like what I've seen so far, I'm sold.
Yeah.
But I do like that the Alex Ross one is a direct representation of that, you know, of that art. Like it's the same pose.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know if the Legendary Beast one will be, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, it might, but from what I've seen so far, like, I think I would rather just have it more comic book.
Yeah.
Or, well, you know what I mean?
I do.
So we'll see, but man.
Yeah, I ordered that one.
The Batman.
Yeah, because I'd ordered the Superman and I want to pair them together.
They're going to look great together, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. So I don't know. I've been hesitant with customs, but I have one on order right now. And maybe 3 more here soon. We'll see.
The pricing on those is really good. The person who runs that, you know, who has that shop or whatever is awesome. And, you know, I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. We'll see. Time will tell.
The punchline, though, Chris, just so you know, he's saying like August.
Oh, wow. So I need to decide quick then.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, are you guys ready to go into topic number 1?
First, I need to tell Julia Rose in the chat that, yes, you need to buy Zatanna. Don't think twice. Just order it.
Oh, there it is right there. I'm having a Zatanna dilemma. Do I get her? Do I not? I have a feeling I know everyone will say, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't have it personally, but everything I've seen on her, it's gorgeous. Such a unique, there it is up there up top.
She's awesome. I love her.
Beautiful statue. Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong. Obviously, she's not Poison Ivy, though, Julia, but I think you can make an exception for her, don't you think? I think so. So we've got about 160 people watching right now. Thank you guys so very much. If we get to 250 tonight, if we get to 250, guaranteed pre-order, guaranteed live pre-order for me. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's go into topic number 1. Topic 1 is called Sideshow Disappoints. Why are companies not coming to San Diego Comic-Con? So I did a video on this the other day where we got a word. I know Jeff did it was funny. We were talking about how similar our videos were, and we hadn't seen each other's videos. It was really funny.
Yeah.
But, you know, just how like-minded we are. But anyway, you know, we both talked about the fact that, you know, we got word that there was an exhibitor map and that Sideshow is not on it. We had confirmation that they weren't on it, and they were going to lease out their space this year. I did just for you guys that are watching, I did confirm with Chad at Tweeterhead. Tweeterhead's going to be there for sure. It's looking like Queen Studios will be there for sure. And I know that John's going to be there as well. So I'm excited to meet him for the very first time. That'll be awesome. That is who I've confirmed with thus far. I would assume that Iron Studios will be there. Probably PCS. So again, reaching out to those, try to get the information out to everybody as soon as I can. So statue companies will still be represented. I know I'll still be out there. I know Jeff will be out there as well. We're trying to pull teeth to get Dan and Eric out there, but I don't think it's going to happen. But it would be awesome to see it. But it is a big hole that Sideshow's not there. And, you know, we speculated that, you know, the cost of the event and things like that were the reason why Sideshow is not going to be there. You know, just travel expenses, and, you know, they've let a lot of their talent go, although there's somebody new now doing the unboxing videos. I don't know who that guy is. But anyway, we were definitely going to miss Sideshow being there. Then today, Sideshow posted a rather lengthy little blurb, and they also announced officially Sideshow Con, which we did expect, is going to return July 18th. And that is going to be a complete virtual event. So that is what that is. So anyway, I wanted to read this statement from Sideshow today. So I do apologize. This is what it looks like right there. So anyway, I will read this for you. And then I want to pick your thoughts about this, guys. Okay. As the annual convention season gears up in San Diego, pop culture Titan Sideshow is announcing a change in tradition for the first time in over 2 decades. That's right, over 20 years, guys. Sideshow will not be attending or exhibiting at the San Diego Comic-Con. While bidding farewell to the familiar might surprise some, forging new trails to connect with fans has always been an integral part of Sideshow's mission. This evolution forms part of Sideshow's ongoing strategy to engage with the growing global collector community by transitioning its unforgettable showcase to the digital realm, which they've done multiple times during the pandemic. Sideshow CEO Greg explains, for more than 20 years, Sideshow has revealed that the ever-evolving spectacle of San Diego Comic-Con, as we've transformed from a humble booth into a gallery-style showstopper, we've enjoyed sharing the magic of pop culture with fans at every event, except for now. But we've always dreamed of transcending the physical limitations of the convention, reaching out to a global audience hungry for more. As convention attendance prices and travel costs grow, accommodations become increasingly expensive, and con passes become even harder to acquire, large-scale conventions have become experience-only accessible to a small percentage of the fan base. Isn't it like 200,000 people? Unintentionally leaving a large portion of global pop culture enthusiasts underserved. I can go on and on. Sideshow has been honored to be part of the history of San Diego Comic-Con as it has grown from a comic book focused event to a movie and pop culture fueled show. However, Sideshow now looks to concentrate its efforts on creating virtual experiences for its expanding global community of pop culture enthusiasts. Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence? Sorry, 89 all night.
It's a very long explanation of them just saying, hey, listen, we're just doing online cons for now.
Yeah, it's too expensive. We're not going to spend the money. What do you guys think? Let's talk about this topic because, again, it's quite interesting.
I think it's short-sighted savings on the front end and ignoring the 125,000 to 200,000 eyeballs that could be on their product that this hobby depends on. We have a hobby of collectors who run out of room and run out of money fairly quickly. And for a company like Sideshow to prosper, they need new customers all the time. And when you've got that kind of concentration of nerd culture, whatever you want to call it, but the exact sort of person that's a prime Sideshow customer, and you ignore them, I think it's extremely short-sighted, and they're going to get bitten in the back end when they don't get those new customers that they need to continue to make money.
Yeah, especially with all these newer companies coming up, I think they're getting a little too comfortable, and they should remain in the term of, hungry and looking for business, and they should make an appearance. Because if they're not, there's going to be other companies there doing it.
They could cut their booth in half, their staff in half, save a ton of money. Because when you go to Sideshow's booth in San Diego, half of the stuff is stuff that's already either in stock or already exhibited somewhere. They could only show the new stuff that's never been exhibited before in a much smaller space, save a lot of money. This digital thing they're talking about, they were already doing that. We already had Sideshow Con the last several years. But to have this in-person event, I don't know how you guys started with Sideshow, but for me, it was San Diego. No one who isn't already a Sideshow customer is going to attend Sideshow Con.
Yeah.
For me,
yeah.
For me, it was not seeing it in person, but I found Sideshow through the San Diego Comic-Con videos,
right, on
YouTube. It's like, what is this? Like, what are these?
Yeah, and
doing those booth tours.
I had the same experience. For me, I found Sideshow through Googling statues, but I saw the price and I was like, no way, because I never seen one in person. But once I saw it in person at New York Comic-Con, I was like, oh, now I get it. I see the size. I see what it looks like, and I even tried to pre-order it the same day. Well, actually buy it the same day, and they were like, no, you have to pre-order it. So yeah, seeing it in person makes a huge difference for new customers. Just really quick though, so I want to go touch on a subject. So I'm curious how well their online presence does do compared to, physically being there. So what's the attendance at San Diego? About 125, 150?
I think so.
I think so.
Okay. Because Chris, you made a post on your Facebook group saying, well, hey, look, my video got 211,000 views, but their attendance is only about 125 physically at San Diego. So actually, they're getting more online views than they are physical views if they were setting up. So I'm not sure how their actual website, or their online streaming does compared to your channel, which got a lot of views, but maybe they're seeing better results through the online streaming.
I think, Eric, you're hitting on something. I think they're not seeing what they're not seeing, or maybe haven't seen, or can't mathematically put together, is a direct correlation between revenue and their participation in San Diego, right? Because I think it's a longer, slower burn. I think it's certainly the eyeballs on their product. I told my wife this the other night when this all started happening over the past couple of days. I told her, and she's like, "Oh my God, you got to see those statues, or people aren't gonna, fall in love with them like you have." And so I think there's that. But then there's I don't know how they're looking at social media, but how many YouTube videos do creators publish from San Diego Comic-Con that feature Sideshow? Holy crap, it's a lot. But it's a slow burn. A lot of times with statue collectors, even us, right? We sit and hem and haw and think about pieces and talk to people on, Facebook and Instagram and wherever. It's a slow burn. And I think, Jeff, you're right. I think it's cyclical too. We probably only have maybe 2 cycles of statue collectors since sideshows and since they really got heavy into statues, say 2010, 2012, 2013, right? When they really started to take off. How many generations of they don't have many. We might be in our second one. What's the average lifespan of a customer for them?
Yeah.
5-6 years, right? So I think we're the anomaly guys that hang in, for over the long haul.
Right.
But I think I agree with you, Jeff. I think it's really short-sighted. I don't know if they're considering the impact that has just eyeballs on their product in so many ways. Foolish.
I agree. I think they're seeing these maybe online numbers are higher right now, but like I said, they're not making that physical appearance. Other new companies are, such as Queen Studios and whoever else is going to show up, and they're going to get the attention of the new customers while Sideshow's not there. So
exactly.
And the other thing you have to remember is just because, you've got a video from last year, Chris, that has, you said 220,000 views.
Yep.
What's the average duration though that someone watches that video?
A long time.
Right? A long time.
Is it? Because very often I'll have like a 12-minute video where they'll watch it for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're not necessarily watching those 220,000 are not necessarily watching the entire video.
Well, that's true. I mean, that is true.
And you can't always assume it's 200,000 physical people. A lot of it's like robots and whatever, to where San Diego, they're real people. They have an attendance sheet of who's going. So
and when I've watched Art's Hulk video a dozen times.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Right.
a lot of that goes on too.
That's right. Having experienced San Diego for the very first time, and thank God I went when I did, because I would have kicked myself if I, didn't, to at least experience that one time. How many people, and I know Jeff and I had talked about it, just how many people were the casual person strolling in that loved the statues and had never collected before. I remember people talking about how much they loved that Harley with the ice cream. It's like a lot of us nitpick it, but just casual people oh, look at this. This is awesome. Now, whether they went home and bought it, I don't know, but at least it started that conversation.
Yeah.
I bought The Dark Knight Returns on the Lightning Bolt because I saw it in person.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would not have bought it otherwise. I've had a ton of collectors reach out to me and said that the exact same thing. I bought because I saw it in person.
Yeah.
And
or I saw a YouTuber's video of it.
Right.
And got a collector's perspective rather than a Sideshow perspective.
And that's one thing they might not be realizing, because when you go to, their Comic-Con, they're usually showing new products, which is a pre-order. So for example, for me, I went to, New York Comic-Con and I wanted to buy it and I didn't realize you had to pre-order it. But I did go home and start ordering older pieces already in stock. So now they don't know I did that, but it did bring in a new customer ordering older pieces and made a long-term customer out of myself.
Right.
So they might be showing up at a convention and saying, well, we're not making any new sales, but it could be selling, somebody could be saying what happened to me, go home and ordering older pieces and, continuing to be a long-term customer from that experience.
I mean, really what it's always been is a commercial. I mean, it's always been a commercial to say, hey, this is our stuff. Look at the great stuff we have.
Yeah.
Would it be different if they sold live at the show? They had order forms and they helped people out order online,
that's what I'm thinking might be helpful
have
too.
some laptops out there or something,
I've wondered forever why they haven't done that.
Yeah.
And offer show incentives. Maybe you get 5% back in Sideshow rewards if you order on site at the show.
Absolutely.
And
I don't know why they wouldn't want to do that. And they would also give them analytics to say this is, worth it or not.
Yeah.
Because again, right now they have no idea who saw what and what they bought because of what they saw.
Yeah. They should be advertising their older stock inventory as well. Like I said, I showed up and I wanted to buy the Spider-Man PF and they said, no, you have to pre-order it. And I was like, I'm not waiting a year to pre-order something. I mean, I did when I eventually went home, but I went home and bought older pieces. I would assume if they had an inventory or, items on display of older pieces, they could probably sell them on site.
Jeff, you mentioned that you've watched Art's Hulk video 12, 14 times, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We do that all the time, right? We watch videos over and over again. We go back, a year later and say, oh, this is really fun to watch. Like, I watch old Prime 1 tours from Japan from 6 years ago or whatever. It's like, I still like to watch those. So let's say that you take my one video, 211, whatever it is, K. And let's say that there's 100 other YouTubers that have also filmed footage. Jeff did a room tour. I mean, a booth tour. Jim Mint did a booth tour.
Mm-hmm.
George from MCE did a booth tour. Like everybody that has a YouTube channel that does statue collecting that was there filmed tours. Okay. So that's just, you take mine, you take everybody else's. That is a lot of videos with multiple viewings.
Yeah.
So now you're taking all of that free publicity and shrinking it down to just people that happen to catch their stream on their YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
My 2019 booth tour has 2 million views.
Wow.
That's a lot of freaking views. So you're telling me that you're going to give that up? I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I get that there is travel expenses, but God, pay for a hotel room. It's like, it's not that much, but
we'll do it differently. You know what I mean? Like, it seems like a very non-creative way to address a cost-cutting measure. You can cut the space in half, cut your staff at least in half, right? Then maybe look to the other ideas. Selling at the show, taking purchase and offset. You can directly offset costs by doing that, right? You can say, okay, if we normally spend $200,000 for our floor space at San Diego, we're going to spend $100,000 and we're going to target 50K in sales, right? And you can work your way down into mitigating the risk of your point, and well, all of our point really of not being there. You still get all of the benefit that we've all been talking about that they're missing out on, and still your costs way back. And oh, by the way, maybe even see a boost in eyeballs all the way around because Sideshow's doing something new at San Diego, right? Play up that,
right?
What's hysterical about that press release is this idea that for a company, it's bad to attend a convention that can only be attended by people who can afford that kind of show.
It's true.
Isn't it good to have people who can afford your product?
Yeah, I was going to say, who's buying these products?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I laughed out loud when I read
Sorry,
that.
all you poor collectors out there, you can't buy our stuff. Sorry about that. Okay, Kay's here's a question. Imagine if they did things like invite big collectors, artists, YouTubers, etc., to their con to cover it. Would it be much cheaper than Sideshow or San Diego Comic-Con, but would feel more engaging to the community? I will tell you why. And they said it in their press release. They said that they want to be able to control the environment with lighting and the narrative, right? So they are going to do their own tour with their own narrative. There won't be any negatives, obviously, and again, that's their business. They're a business. They want to sell this stuff.
But that's not social media.
But that is not real social media. It's not. And like I would assume Jim's going to be there. Because he's done all of them. He's got a really big reach. But I would love to see Sideshow invite YouTubers big and small to cover the event. Maybe invite people that are, not negative all the time. I guess I could see them wanting to control that. That makes sense. But also, you want real feedback. You want real information. And I don't know. I just feel like because we already have I already have a built-in audience. Jeff already has a built-in audience. George and Jim and everybody that's out there has their own audience, and there you can put your own spin on it. But I do think it's a big missed opportunity, but also I don't ever see that happening because I think they want to control what is said, and what people think. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Do you feel like I'm on the money or not?
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it's in the press release. That doesn't mean, who knows? Maybe some of us will get invited. Who knows? But the thing that strikes me is when I read that press release and when I think about the real reasons this is happening, we talked about this a little bit in our private chat today. I don't understand why they don't do WonderCon. They would not have to have a single hotel room. It's right around the corner from them. Take their top 20 items they want to promote, throw them in a van or U-Haul, and bring them to Anaheim. I mean, the cost would be a fraction of San Diego. It would still get a ton of exposure. It would still get a lot of YouTubers. There are ways to cut costs without saying we're doing everything online from now on. That seems super short-sighted to me, not looking long-term at all, and a frustration for everyone.
Let's look at the other side of the coin here and what I feel like is really going on. And that is actually, I'm going to spoil my video from this week, but I have a video coming out called The State of Statue Collecting. Do you feel like that's what this really is that everybody's hurting? And I really do think that. I think that everybody's scrambling. Again, I've had a lot of conversations with statue companies behind the scenes, and there's not a lot of really great positives in terms of sales, like what people are buying. Certainly, sales of like comic book characters are down worldwide, where a lot of anime and other things are skyrocketing. They're doing really well. But do you guys think that that's really what this is just that sales are down? They don't want to spend the money. It's cost saving measures. People are leaving or being let go, cost, saving measures, because the writing's been on the wall for some time with the economy, shipping costs. What do you guys think?
Well, if you do the research, so we're in mid-May. Sideshow has put 7 premium formats up for pre-order so far this year. 3 Marvel, 3 DC, and the Clint Eastwood one. All 3 Marvel are Spider-Man. I don't mean Spider-Man characters. They're all Spider-Man. They're Spider-Man Noir, the Spider-Man with the forced perspective base, and the Iron Spider. That's it for Marvel the whole year so far. The 3 DC pieces are all Batman family. Penguin, Ivy, and Batman on bike. That's about as safe as you can get.
Yep.
As far as your product.
Yep.
to me, that's a sign that they're being more careful than they've ever been before.
What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I think it's a big part of it. I think it's almost, as I was thinking about this going into the show today, I was thinking, it's almost a perfect storm of factors, right? You've got not only the, any specific economy, but you've got the global economy suffering. You've got global political issues that are affecting those economies that make people more, timid about spending in general. You've got, inflation just kind of rampant, right? So that's causing potential employment issues, et cetera. It just, so the economic factors are significant. And then on top of that, this is actually something I've contended for a while. I think the MCU was kind of that tide that lifted all boats when it came to things pop culture.
Because it was hot.
It was hot, man. You couldn't get, there was at least one movie a year for a dozen years,
And they were all good. They were
all good. And so superhero was huge. And gaming was huge. You've had gamers getting older. I'm not sure if they're collecting anymore or as much. And I think the lack of an MCU, that kind of constant superhero buzz and just the culture period, I think it hurts. I think it hurts collecting, statue collecting anyways, but.
I can't remember when we talked about this. Maybe it was on the live show the other night. I can't remember, but I also my kids don't collect statues.
Yeah.
It's like they have interests. My son collects shoes. Ledger collects guitars. But it's few and far between. They don't really collect stuff. They're just busy. They're on their phone doing TikTok, whatever.
Yeah.
I worry about that generation not really being collectors like we are. I feel like our age group is the primary collectors, and our age group is typically probably has the funds in order to afford this stuff.
Yeah.
When I was in college, when I was in my 20s or early 30s, I would never have been able to get any of this stuff.
Me neither. No, me neither.
So, although that age group might want to collect, they probably have other interests.
Look at all these kids collecting Pokemon cards. So
yeah, or things that are maybe a little bit more affordable. I don't know. I collected here and there, but it was cheap stuff. It was not high end.
Yeah.
I still remember my very first big purchase was that DC premium, whatever it was, where Batman was walking up the Batcave steps from DC Direct. And that was $350. And when we were discussing whether to buy it, we couldn't even fathom spending that much. And, now it's not even a blink in my eye now. It's like but, well, anyway, go ahead.
If I just go back to the convention thing. So here's the thing. All right. So obviously the major companies are definitely hurting in sales. The whole world is hurting in sales everywhere. I can't speak for San Diego because I've never been there. So the only other big convention I've been to is New York. So while Sideshow is not showing up, there are other statue vendors there selling older pieces that continue to be there every year. And obviously they must be making money if they're still renting every year selling statues. So it goes back to the point. Maybe Sideshow should be advertising pieces that are in stock and trying to make sales on pieces in stock instead of trying to just promote newer stuff and pre-orders. So
I will say this, that I don't remember very many booths at San Diego, at least, where they had booths selling statues. But I do think this would be a good opportunity for someone to put a bunch out, with that lack of knowing that they're not going to be there and saying, hey, this is an opportunity to sell some of this stuff because people might be interested.
With the exception of, the other thing that comes to mind is innovation, right? So with the exception of quality definitely improving over the years, even in my time collecting statues, which is just about 11 years now, quality has definitely improved, right? The detail has definitely improved. Materials seem to have improved, et cetera, across the board, no question. But innovation as to what these things are has not really changed for me. Just thinking differently, maybe, is it connecting bases, right? I think we've talked about that, off and on for years, just at certain points. What about being able to put these things together or just do it differently? But yeah, Jim, absolutely. Yep.
This great idea from Jim, talking about innovation, talking about technology. I mean, God, how old are QR codes? Put a QR code to link it directly. You can get information. You can get price point, whatever information you need. I think that's really smart. Another thing that I wanted to bring up, and somebody posted earlier, is I had a conversation. I'm not going to say who with today, but we were talking about the statue industry. This was a company I was talking to, and they said part of the major problem, and they are also to blame, is major oversaturation. There's just so many characters. There's so many of the same, which is great. We've been preaching variety is great for the collector, but also the oversaturation is somewhat killing the market. And so that's another part of this. And clearly, again, having these conversations, people are not buying the same way they were 3 or 4 years ago. I know for a fact that we are going to be seeing less superhero characters from some companies because, again, they are just not selling. So there's going to be a really big dry spell. Some companies I know are going full force on the superhero characters. Companies like, Tweeterhead, companies like Legendary Beast, I know. So that's going to upset some customers there too, because if you're a collector of DC and now all of a sudden we're going to get a whole lot less of pieces coming out, well, that sucks. But I also think that just like anything, hopefully we'll ride this storm out and it'll all come back. Because I was asking about the likelihood of certain characters coming out, and basically they said right now, 0 chance. 0 chance. So
I think companies, and maybe they just need to readjust their expectations. One of the great things about Legendary Beast is that Jay has said, I need 400 customers for each piece. That's all I need, 400. So I don't imagine some of the bigger companies being content with that. Maybe they will be, maybe they won't. But if you can go into a project with that low threshold, you've got a much better opportunity for success, I think.
Well, and I think, I feel like Sideshow's been the king of the mountain for a really long time. And they were probably making some pretty good money, I would at least hope. And then when you start making less and you don't adjust or you adjust late, I don't know, you get used to the good times,
Yeah.
And so the bad times can be a struggle. I don't know where I was going with that, but who knows? Anything else?
We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, Sideshow could be watching this saying, these guys haven't a clue what's really happening with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I think that it shouldn't be an all or nothing proposition. There should have been a scaled down option, even if it wasn't in San Diego. I think it's a big mistake not to allow new eyeballs on your product.
I do too. And again, maybe they have analytics that say otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, just as simple as a QR code that links it to your product, like that's smart. Like why not do that and then get analytics? Like why not do that this year? And then next year say, hey, you know what? We sold 12 statues out of that entire event. It's not worth our time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you have a conversation. But again, I just can't imagine 150,000 people, potential customers, but maybe they just feel like even that is not enough to make a dent for them. I don't know.
See, what I don't understand is like going back to Jeff's point, kind of like this isn't nothing new. We're slowly seeing a decline with Sideshow. Like even last year, we were saying what's going on with Sideshow. Are they just turning into a distributor for other companies? And that actually, I think, would be a good idea. And I think they did that last year at San Diego Comic-Con, to where they didn't just come with their products. They had Prime One products, other companies' products. So why not, if they are teaming up with other companies, at least distributing for them, set up a booth with other companies, all chip in, set up one big booth and, do something for the fans at least.
And that's another bad, since you brought that up. So like I had another conversation this week with Prime One. Prime One will not be at San Diego. Okay, they will not be represented. So they won't be represented. I would assume Pure Arts won't be represented there. I would assume Hot Toys won't be represented there, and they had a major part of that booth.
Yeah.
So you look at some of those products. I can't remember. I think even PCS had some pieces there in that booth.
So I don't get. They're this big distributor of all these other smaller companies, yet they can't form together to bring us one booth with everybody's products.
Well, in past years, Sideshow has had, there was one year, maybe it was 2019, where they had like a dozen Prime One pieces. They had a huge area for Iron Studios. I mean, it really was, of course, Hot Toys. There were a lot of companies in that one Sideshow space. So yeah, they've done that before.
Okay.
But I don't know. Now Iron Studios has broken off and do their own booth, which was great last year. That was a fantastic booth. But as I've mentioned to you guys, it's not just Sideshow, Weta. And I had forgotten, Weta wasn't there last year either. So this is their second year that they're not in San Diego. But they always had a very large booth with lots of great Lord of the Rings pieces.
Sorry, guys, I'm back.
Didn't even know you were gone.
Oh, there. I didn't know if there's like complete silence or not there.
No, I was just mentioning that I'd come to the realization that Weta actually wasn't there last year. So this is their second year that they haven't been in San Diego.
I got a $5 super chat here from Ryan E. Agree with Jeff Delaney. I mean, even if they had a scaled down booth with just 10 new statues, we'd be pretty excited.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the super chat. And you're exactly right on the money. It's like, I always wanted to do New York as well. And I finally booked that trip. And of course, Sideshow wasn't there. I still had a great time. Of course, I got to meet Eric for the very first time. So that was fantastic, and other collectors as well. But, I always thought that I was always told, that's a really small booth. They, have however many pieces they have on display there. They could absolutely still do that at San Diego. Again, put the Penguin out there, put, whatever, put
Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah. Just any of those pieces that are not sold out yet. I can understand if they didn't want to bring a bunch of pieces that are already on wait list or sold out or whatever. Or, you don't have to have a ton of your old pieces. Yep. Just a small booth. I mean, think of what Tweeterhead had. Tweeterhead leases a portion of Sideshow's booth. And so it's a, kind of a small little narrow area, but what did they have? Like, 20 statues there on display.
Least. Yeah.
And it's like, it didn't need to be a giant booth. It literally was a U shape where people went in and out. Follow the U.
And they share that with Olivia.
Right. And so it still had a big impact because people were able to maybe discover Tweeterhead for the very first time, or maybe discover Prime One for the first time. I know how many people were oohing and ahhing over those pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And again, having people not be able to see that and just again have that that narrow focus of people that are just going to watch Sideshow Con on YouTube or through their social media, and again, I don't even know how that's going to go because I keep seeing on their page where they keep having this live show and then they don't do it.
Yeah.
I've seen that like probably 12 times and I don't know like what's going on with that. Again, like that's going to alienate those collectors that are, it's interesting. It just makes me think that that things are not going so great.
Last year, they went all out. Sideshow did a 9-day Sideshow Con and then 5 days at the convention. They had a 2-week San Diego event last year.
It was crazy.
This year, Sideshow Con is 4 days.
Yeah.
They're really trimming down, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, that's better.
It was long. It was too long.
And it's cool that they're not doing it during the convention. It's the 4 days leading up to the show.
Because that's what people were complaining. I don't know if they looked at the dates, but they were saying, it's like, talk about alienating your fans by not spending the money to go. They were like, well, how are we supposed to watch the event while we're at San Diego Comic-Con? No. So like people were throwing that back at them, but I think it doesn't line up the same. So
that's interesting you said that because now that does beat everybody else to the punch that they're airing their convention a little bit earlier than the physical convention where the other companies are going to be there.
Right.
So I don't know. We could beat a dead horse here, but I'm still shocked by it. I get it. If times are rough and they're trying to save money, it makes sense, because I've heard the booth fees are astronomical. And again, they still have the booth.
Yeah.
So they're not letting go of the booth. They're not like we're out. They're leasing the booth space. I think it's a great opportunity for somebody to step in. That's why I was hoping like Prime One or somebody would say, hey, we'll take a quarter of that booth. But again, the logistics of doing that would not be easy since they're based out of Japan. But again, I'm really excited that we're still having some statue representation. I don't know about Iron Studios. I would assume that they're going to be there because they had that massive corner last year. Again, Tweeterhead's going to be there for sure. Queen Studio should be there. PCS is going to have a booth. And, who knows who else might show up.
Hopefully Tweeterhead won't be negatively affected, because it was so great. They were able to feed off each other, Sideshow and Tweeterhead right next to each other. Yeah. And now they won't have that.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, look at Brendan Riley's comment. I think it's like 4 or 5 comments back. Yeah, that one.
All right, let me read it. Cons are a special experience. As anyone who has been to one will attest, Sideshow is underestimating how that experience will impact collector purchasing decisions.
Yep.
I think that's really well said. The whole special experience, it really is. You can't describe it unless you're there.
But that could also be both good and bad. You could think you like a statue and then go see it in person and find out you don't like it. So
that's true.
It doesn't normally happen that way, but because you don't get the sense of size online as much as you do in person. Yeah,
I think most of the time we will agree things look better in person.
Yeah.
So Colin is saying that Sideshow Con is the 18th to the 21st. San Diego Comic-Con runs 18th to the 23rd. So let me double check that. So it does return. Sideshow Con does return July 18th. So what night's preview night, Jeff?
I'm not sure now. Let's see here.
Well, I think it would be smart if they did it a little bit earlier. Like I said, they could beat the punch to the other companies advertising their stuff.
16. Oh.
Is it the same?
Preview night's the 19th.
Yeah, 19th. So it's the same time. So people were right. So that they were pissed off because they're like, well, how are we supposed to watch? Well, we're at the show and then we're going to miss out. So I don't know. It's frustrating. Again, I'm sure, we speculate. We don't know. But we've been around the game long enough to kind of have a pretty good feel. And again, I talked to so many other companies that I know everybody's hurting. And so I can absolutely see that that's a cost cutting measure. And it does take a lot of work, but at the same time, well, I don't know. It's just disappointing. We got Jetta Patrol in here. He says, Devil's Advocate, Sideshow missing San Diego Comic-Con will have zero impact on any collecting decisions. I mean, to some collectors it might.
And I think sometimes maybe they get in over their head and maybe they're purchasing too much space. Because I'll go back real quick to the last time Sideshow was at New York Comic-Con. It might have been like 2019 or whatever year it was. XM Studios was also there through GFX. It was the first time XM was there. They had a massive display, XM, way nicer than Sideshow's, much more roomier. They had every single samurai piece on display, the giant Godzilla pieces on display. And I spoke to GFX, and they were even running specials. If you buy the Joker, you get Batman on a discount. And they straight up told me, they said, we're not doing good with sales this year. And this is just their first time there, and they've never been back since. So,
wow.
That's something.
Chris, that comment you just talked about from Jetta Patrol, aren't you and I examples of that not being true?
Right, and that's why that's what he's saying. He's devil's advocate. Yeah. That's what I was just going to say. Like, for me, I made a purchase because of what I saw, and I wasn't going to get it otherwise.
Me too.
And again, I've heard from countless collectors this last week since the announcement was made, or since we did these videos, that. Yeah, people bought because of what they saw. They were impressed with it in person.
And I just reminded myself really quick of another piece I purchased because at a convention, the XM Sanity. I seeing pictures online, I was like, no way in hell I'm paying that much money for a statue. Went to the convention with my family. My wife fell in love with it. My daughter loved it. And she was like, purchase it. I was like, yeah, it does look really great in person. I went home and purchased it. And that's a big, expensive piece. So
yeah, absolutely.
It does help to see it in person. And it does, can make sales like that.
I bought into Samurai because of seeing them at 2019 New York Comic-Con. I saw Harley Quinn there and I saw Robin there. Both amazing pieces. Would not have bought them otherwise. Would not have imagined how good they are just by seeing them in video or in pictures.
And I was influenced by a YouTuber named Dan Default.
Exactly.
And that again, that does show the power of YouTube channels like this one, Secret Sanctuary, whoever, that it's a giant missed opportunity because we're putting so much content out there. You look at Disney, they have to promote so much less in their advertising because they have daily live streams. They have daily people that pump out videos promoting their parks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I watch them daily. It makes me want to go back daily. And so the power of social media, the power of the YouTube community, especially when you have a very small niche market, Disney has 1 million eyes on their product. How many eyes do statues have?
Mm-hmm.
We help. We help with that. I mean, there's no question that we help. I don't even know how many people have told me that I bought this because of your review or I bought it because of your video.
Yeah, based on that press release, there'd be no reason for Disney to have D23 ever.
Right.
Well, that every year in a different part of the world.
Right.
That's true.
Also, that is a commercial for them, but it's also a way to give back to the community. And I feel like Sideshow taking that away from the community, that hurts. It's like that was like a place where we could all come together. It was like a mecca for us. We think of how many conversations and how many people we met there at that booth and how many conversations we had about statues. And that was awesome to be able to do that, to be able to meet, like you said in your video, to meet the artists. Like that was a special thing. And now that's also being taken away. So like all of those experiences, yes, you might be able to view it through a screen at their own place, but you can't. Those experiences for me were priceless. There are things I'll never forget in my life.
Where else can you stand looking at a Prime 1 piece and then feel someone tapping you on the back and turn around and it's John Pham?
Right. And that's exactly what happened.
And you can sit there and talk about the piece.
Right. And that was, I mean, again, those experiences were priceless for me.
Yep.
And again, maybe I'm hoping this is just a one-off. I kind of think it probably isn't, but it is disappointing. $20 super chat from Mitchell Green. Thank you very much. That's awesome. On the other side, I started collecting via Sideshow, but I've never seen them in person. Also, I work for a Fortune 100 company, and 80% of our sales start with online search query. Now, Gen marketing is changing. And I'm sure you're right. I'm sure there absolutely is, market research. I mean, Sideshow is I'm going to say overall smart with their decision making. We've questioned some of their business decisions over the years, but thank you again for the super chat.
You also don't want to give up on the 20%.
Right.
I mean, another great super chat for Dan.
Oh, John Blackmouth, $10 super chat. What's Dan eating?
Dan's eating cashews. Whole fancy, lightly salted cashews. Dan's starving and couldn't wait till after the show.
I am so jealous because today's my fasting day, so I haven't been able to eat all day. I had to make dinner for my family and not eat it. That's the worst.
That's tough.
Had made tacos. So like, stop eating the cashews. Dang you. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, guys, thank you for the super chats. Again, we could talk about this for it's already it's been 7 after the hour. Like it's like I can't believe we talked about it this long. You guys want to talk?
Could talk about it all night. Oh no!
Oh my God, he froze.
He's frozen. Oh my God!
Oh no! Now we have to continue talking about it.
This is one of his better frozens, though. The expression is very positive. He's engaged. He's interested in what we're saying.
He's lightly sunburned.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good look for him.
Quick, let's move on to the next topic before he continues with this one.
Let's see. What was the second topic? I can't remember.
Oh,
there he is.
There I am. Gee, sorry guys. That's 2 for tonight. Of course, that stinks. But anyway, we were trying to wrap it up. Are you guys good with it tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been an hour and a half.
All right. I'm showing about 220 people watching. We are 30 away from my live pre-order. If you guys get me there, I will definitely pre-order it. I might anyway, but I definitely will if we get to 250. So share this video with everyone. All right, let's go. We'll go to topic number 2. And this will be kind of a shorter topic. I don't know. What do you guys want to do? The plaque one or the bang for your buck one? What do you guys think?
I like the bang for the buck.
All right, let's do it. All right, topic 2. What scale gives you the most bang for your buck? This was a question that was posed in our Facebook group, Batman Statue Collector Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. If you haven't joined me there, please do that. Also, you can join Secret Sanctuary on Facebook as well. We would love to have you join there as well. Great discussion, positive community if you haven't joined us. But I always put a topic request out there, what people would like us to talk about. And this was one of the suggestions. So I want to thank that collector. Whenever I first started collecting, I started collecting like little Diamond Select bus, like little bus. Kind of started out small, kind of went to Hot Toys, went to, I've kind of gone up and up and up until third scale. Third scale is kind of my max. But right now, when the economy is what it is and, space and everything else, just want to go around the horn real quick. Like what scale do you feel like gives you the best bang for your buck? And has that changed for you over time?
Absolutely.
All right. Do you want to start with Eric? Eric, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, because I actually like this question because I was actually thinking of this not too long ago, thinking of where it all began for myself. So I'm assuming this question is geared more towards new collectors and where should you place your money and what scale. So I'll just quickly go into how I started. I started with smaller scale stuff, but I'm going to start with 1/6 scale. Because when I first started with 1/6 scale, I think it was like the Bowen days, and you can find a 1/6 for about $300, about $350. So I was collecting 1/6, which even that I thought was a lot of money, $300. But as time went on, and I got more, accustomed to seeing other scales, and I discovered 1/4. And at the time, I'm going to use Sideshow as an example. Sideshow premium formats were going for about $400 to $450. So now for an extra $100, $150, you can have almost twice the amount of statue because roughly 1/6 and 1/6 is almost about the size of a 1/4. If you go in pound for pound with the polystone or resin, whatever. So to me, it was a no-brainer that if I'm going to pay $300 for a 6 scale, I might as well spend the extra $100, $150 and collect quarter scale. So now if you move up a scale to 1/3, those have always been more expensive, going back a few years, like $900 to maybe $1,100. So those have always been double the amount of a quarter scale. So that was always out of the question. So now if you look at today's prices, quarter scales, I'm going to use Sideshow again as an example. Quarter scales are going for $500 to $700. I'm not really sure what 6 scales are going for these days, but I'm going to use 10th scale as an example because I have been looking into 10th scales for my Star Wars collection. I can't believe that 10 scales are going for like $300 and almost $400.
It's crazy.
That's absurd. I would never pay that much money for a 10 scale. So here's my advice for new collectors. If you're a new collector and you have the space, go with 1/4 scale. No, do not spend $300, $400 on a 10 scale statue. I think in this day, Sideshow, the US companies, even Tweeterhead, they still have affordable prices for 1/4 scale. And I think that's the best bang for your buck. If you're a new collector, do not get into 1/3 scale like myself. The prices are absolutely absurd right now. $1,500 plus shipping. You're looking at like $2,000 for a statue.
$2 grand shipped usually. Yeah,
not worth it.
Close.
Don't waste your money. If you're a new collector, start with 1/4 Sideshow or Tweeterhead, something in between there.
What Eric means is keep buying 1/3 scale so they keep making more. That is me being greedy because I want them to keep making more, obviously. But you're exactly right. I mean, 3rd scale, unless you are a very specific collector that has a lot of room. Yeah. Although, I have seen collectors that just get the one-off piece. They just get the 1/3 scale in their collection and they're happy with that.
I think prices have somewhat adjusted more now, but going like when we all first started, like 5-6 years ago, you know, quarter scales weren't that much more money than a 6 scale. Like it was, you know, like you said, you could spend a few, you know, like $100 more and you could have a quarter scale statue.
Yeah. Real quick, the $10 super chat from John again. Eric, what got you into collecting plants? Also, what is the ES on that large one on the left? I think it looks like a 1-to-1 to me.
I grabbed the sign, but there's a plant growing through the sign. It says crazy plant lady.
Oh,
my wife.
So your crazy plant lady wife has slowly invaded into the statue space.
It might have started first before the statue. So you gotta, when you're married, you gotta compromise. So
I'm gonna channel Paul. I'm gonna channel Julia Rose, and she's like, "Why don't you put a poison ivy statue right there? It'd be perfect."
There is a tiny little Batman guy.
I love it.
I didn't even put that there. My wife put it there.
All right. So Eric says quarter scale. I'm going to go up to Dan. Dan, what do you think? What scale gives you the best bang for your buck, at least in 2023?
Pretty much everything that Eric said.
Yeah.
I started much the same way. Hot toys, like for so many of us, was my gateway drug. And Batman, the OG Batman premium format was my first quarter scale. And it's funny, it still sits in my orders list as my number one order. I don't remember how many orders I'm up to on Sideshow. It's a lot, but it was $399 and it was $40 shipping.
Wow.
And at the time I had
big box too.
Oh yeah, it's a very big box actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be packaged differently today, but that is a big box. And at the time, I was paying, I think, probably between say $200 and $300, anywhere from $200 to $300 for hot toys, and seeing that Batman in person and getting that in, that was the switch. Then it was, bang for the buck. But for all the reasons, without repeating everything Eric just said, those are the reasons I would go with quarter scale as well. I still love third scales, but space and money, I mean, $2,000 shipped on average is just absurd, was the exact right word to use.
Yeah. How about you, Jeff?
I started with this guy.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
I like that. That's cool.
And I didn't buy him because I was going to start collecting statues. This was just simply a decoration to put with my comics. And I probably had 4 or 5 different pieces about this scale that I just would put on comic shelves. It wasn't until I was at San Diego Comic-Con and I saw Sideshow's first Batgirl. And that was my first quarter scale. And it went quickly downhill from there. But to answer the question, I would also say quarter scale, especially if you're talking about Sideshow quarter scale. There are a lot of companies like Iron Studios that can't seem to make a quarter scale for under $1,000 anymore.
Yep.
And so then I got to start thinking, well, is a $1,000 or $1,100 quarter scale really a better deal than a $1,500 1/3 scale? Maybe not. So overall, I'll say quarter scale, but sometimes you can get a pretty good deal on a 1/3 scale if you look hard.
That's right. Again, I can't say it better than all of you guys have said here in the panel here tonight. I also feel like quarter scale at least is right now the best bang for your buck. Are the prices increasing? Yes. Sideshow done a good job of trying to keep it low. Yes. But I will say that with quarter scale, you're still getting that wow factor. When you see a quarter scale, like when I look at that Dark Knight Returns over here, when I'm looking at it, looking at that, I get a wow factor. Like it's still like, whoa, that is awesome. It's got a presence to it. Mm-hmm. I feel like the 10 scale stuff is good, but I feel like there's not as much of a wow factor when you it's like, oh, that's cute. Or that's, it's little, it's like, but if that's all you have though, it might have a bigger presence. Mm-hmm. So I feel like some of it is the company it's around, if that makes sense. So I don't want to belittle the 10 scale collectors. Also, it could be if you have quantity, like I've seen like those X-Men dioramas where they have the Sentinels and everything, like that has a lot of wow factor. So you can't take away from that. At all. But like what Eric said about the price point, like I would never spend $300 on a 1/10 scale anything. Or a specific, just a figure. Maybe like a Batmobile or something. I don't know, but I would rather spend a little bit more money and get something with a lot more wow factor being in quarter scale. It like Rapture, basically that's what I said there. 1/10 has presence when it's in a diorama or large group. I agree, but if you just have the one, to me it doesn't have that wow factor. When it comes to third scale will always be my favorite scale. I don't feel like there's anything better than that. I don't feel like, for me, that's me personally. Quarter scale comes a close second, but the price, the amount of room it takes, the fact that I have to build a freaking bunker to accommodate what I want, like that says a lot. Like it is a lot of room. I know Dan has had a lot of third scales and you were going to go a lot more third scales, but then you're like, you kind of reined yourself back. You're like, whoa, this takes up way more room than I have.
Yep.
And so you've had to scale back. Eric, you've gone to third scale, but even tonight earlier, you're like, maybe Talon needs to go. Like it's like, they take up a lot of room. And when you're talking $200 or $2,000 shipped, that's a bitter pill to swallow, especially if you're buying a ton of these.
Yeah. We didn't really touch on 1/6, and I didn't want to touch on it because I really don't know what they go for these days. I
don't either. I wish Jeff was here because he still buys some.
I feel like they're not too far off from a premium format. So I think for the same thing, you might as well, if you have the money for a 1/6, just go to 1/4.
Yeah, I mean, Tweeterheads are like 500.
Yeah. So
yep.
So like the 1/10 scale Phoenix, like some of them do, like some of them, like if they have a bigger presence to them. And again, I'm not saying that they don't have presence. It's just, for me personally, again, this is just my commentary. For me personally, if I have a 1/10 scale here and a quarter scale here, the quarter scale is definitely going to draw my eye way more than the 10 scale.
Yeah.
But if that's all you have, if you only have 10 scale and nothing else in your collection, then I think it would have presence. Yeah. Again, for me, it's surrounding.
It's not just we say bang for your buck, not just presence. Like what's the best value for the dollar? So
that's true. And for me, I would rather spend $600 or $700 on a quarter scale versus $300 or $400 on a singular 10 scale.
Chris, you know what we think when we see a 10 scale with presence.
What?
Some stupid.
Wish it was in quarter scale.
Oh, well, right. Exactly. I mean, yeah. I mean,
every time.
100%.
Yeah.
And we're not the only ones. I hear it all the time in the community. Like, oh, it's like that Tweeterhead piece. I wish it was in quarter scale.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, nothing against, like I said, Chris, nothing against the 10 scales. The 10 scales that I've seen, they look amazing, but
they're all amazing.
I'm going for value for, pound for pound polystone for the dollar. I think the value's in the quarter scale.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else you guys want to add to that, or do you feel like we've all shared our opinions on it?
Yeah, I think we have.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I think that's where we will stop for tonight. Before we look at photos here, I had one more topic, but I think we'll save that for another day. Yeah. So anyway, I will get rid of the banner here, and let's get right into the stuff.
I did order a quarter scale for $1,500 this year, though. That was a hard pill to swallow.
That is.
Depends on the company. Yeah, some of them are expensive.
Yeah, it was Prime 1.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be like Sideshow or like U.S. companies are pretty affordable.
I can't remember which one's which. I think this is the right one. Okay. Can you guys see that okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So this was the tease today. This is, of course, the 1/6 and quarter scale Two-Face from Tweeterhead. This was released by them today, which I don't think they were actually originally planning on releasing this today after talking with Chad, but they released it anyway. And so here it is. This is a black and white photo. And I am here to tell you guys that a lot of people, well, I'll just do this. So this was posted by our good friend Eric today.
I'll give credit to Delaney. It was inspired by Delaney.
Yes. So give us Two-Face. We want our toys. Wah. Two-Face taking forever. So as soon as Tweeterhead did post this today, the fanboys came out and said, "Hey, like, when are we ever going to get this? You've teased us a million times. Why aren't you ever going to show it to us?" Well, I can tell you that there's been some issues behind the scenes with painting and just getting it produced and things like that. But it is coming, guys. I'm here to tell you that, trust me, this is coming. It's going to be sooner than later. And, we've got some surprises up our sleeves. That's all I'm going to say. But are you guys excited about Two-Face?
Yeah, he looks great.
Yep.
I think they really nailed the attitude.
I do too. It's got just a classic feel to it. I love the attitude. It's definitely has the, obviously the black and white suit, which is going to be kind of a nod to the animated series, in my opinion. Again, I've had a chance to see this one in development for a long time now, and I'm positive that everybody's going to really like this one a lot, and it's definitely going to add something special to the collection. Obviously, I don't know if anybody else will ever do a quarter scale Two-Face, but we are finally going to get one, and that's exciting.
Yeah, finally. How long have we been asking for one? So
forever. So just think we're getting a quarter scale Penguin and a Two-Face from two great companies. So again, I'm very, very excited. This is we were referring to this one earlier from Legendary Beast. We've seen some teasers. I've seen the full thing. I know Jeff has seen the full render as well, and I'm going to buy it day one. Obviously, these are just some teasers, but are you guys excited about this one?
Yeah, this is going to be great.
Yep. Awesome. And I think it's awesome. We get to choose our own utility belt. We get to choose our own chest emblem.
And I think we clarified it's just one texture, the texture on the left.
On the left. Yep.
Okay.
Yes. So it's really exciting to see what they're going to do. Obviously, the nameplates are gonna be swapped out, or excuse me, the emblem plates. But I mean, look at the texture and detail on that.
So good.
Yeah. So good, and the cracking on the leather.
Multiple portraits.
Have we found out how many is it? Like three?
So 3 definitely, and 2 more depending on how good they come out.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure he said publicly there's going to be a blue and a black, possibly a blue, maybe.
He said they might do a limited run on a blue.
Yeah, it would be limited. I do also. A little breaking news I forgot to mention earlier. A couple of things I mentioned. I talked to Prime One earlier this week. A couple of things. Number one, for those of you that are interested in the Batman versus Killer Croc, that is quarter scale, and guess what? It is black suit Batman. It is not blue suit.
Wow.
He said because of the renders, the way the renders looked, you know how sometimes Prime One has black, but then it looks blue from certain angles, with the way they paint it.
Yep.
Or like most Batman statues have that. This is going to be a black suit Batman. So that's number one. Another breaking news too is I was told, again, this could change, but I was told that the next level event will be right before San Diego Comic-Con.
Smart.
So putting that out there for everyone. So anyway.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Looking good. Again, multiple belts. It's good stuff. All right, we'll move on. This was a new render revealed this week by Tweeterhead. This is the life-size He-Man bust. I think this looks a lot better than what they teased before with just the illustration. Obviously, they have that Skeletor bust, which looks phenomenal. Again, got to see that in person, and I'm assuming we'll see this one in person maybe at San Diego since Tweeterhead will have a booth there. Hopefully, we'll see Two-Face and maybe Batman as well, and maybe a few other surprises. But what do you guys think of these renders?
They look good. He looks a little bit younger than in the initial illustration that they showed.
Yeah.
Some people preferred the earlier look because he looked a little more intense. But I think once we see the full statue, everyone's going to love it. Or the full bust, I should say.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see it painted. And obviously, this is just a render, so it can change. And I know that Tweeterhead's constantly tweaking, trying to improve. But I do feel like he looks strong and determined. I love the texture on the skin. Like the skin texture looks great.
He'll look great next to Skeletor.
Yep.
Yes, he will. I don't think he'll be as exciting as Skeletor though, because I just think Skeletor is just a phenomenal piece. And I always like the bad guys, so I was definitely more interested in that. But I'm excited that they're doing this to complement Skeletor.
Yeah,
looks great. I like it's got the full sword in the back. It's cool. These are some in-hand photos of the Batman Forever, which is really, really great to be able to see this one. This one's obviously starting to ship. This is one I'm still considering. I've considered getting this one, and obviously the 89 Batman and the Pattinson that I'm getting, and having just a wall of movie figures. What do you guys think of this in hand? Looking pretty good to me.
I don't even remember which one this is.
Yeah. This is the Val Kilmer Batman Forever from Prime 1.
This is third scale then.
Third scale.
Okay. Wow, that came out quick. I feel like we just looked at renders not too long ago.
No, I feel like he's been up for pre-order at least a year.
Okay.
And then we've got the extra bonus wall.
That's cool.
I love that. It's really neat. Dan, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, I like it. I don't want to like it, but I do.
I know.
I do like it. I do think I love that wall too. I agree with Jeff. That is really cool. I do feel like it needs to be on a riser or something. It almost looks too low next to him.
Yep.
But it is awesome.
And it's like it's a proximity piece. The crazy thing is, like, look how big he is compared to Hush.
That's got to be a.
He is.
It looks like it could be a little bit of force perspective here, but not a ton. Like when you look at the space between this base and like the Fabok.
Yeah, but he's also making Fabok look small, and Fabok Yeah, no way. That's
no. It's just crazy. It's just crazy because you know how big that that Justice League Batman was, the Affleck one. Like it was way overscaled. Like I'm just curious
Hush
as
is
to
enormous though. Hush is really big.
I know that's the crazy thing. It is obviously a taller base.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I guess time will tell. I'm hoping to see more photos.
I do. I love the base too. By the way.
Yeah, the base is really nice.
Really cool.
I like that they're doing them all round. Like all the movie ones have been round.
Yep. Oh, that's a good point.
So it's all got that same type of theme.
Yep.
Speaking of giant, look how big this thing is.
That's a big piece.
It's so awesome. I can't remember. Did Mr. X get this one? I think he teased it. I think he got this one. But just wanted to show you how big it is. Like when we talk about the price point, like it's just massive.
You saw that in person, right?
It's so cool.
At San Diego?
Yeah, so cool.
How is it? Does it look cool? Like, is the detail good and stuff? It's kind of hard to tell in this picture.
I thought the detail was good. I feel like it probably could have been painted a little bit better from what I saw.
The problem is it's 1/20th scale.
Yeah.
So the people are really small.
Yeah. They're like, little toy figures kind of.
Yeah.
But it's such a cool impact.
That's
it's
funny.
neat.
I was thinking of when they showed the Godzilla piece. I saw the Godzilla piece in person. They had little cars on the base, and the cars looked like little matchbox. I think they were actually
pretty funny. This is the new legendary scale Yoda from Sideshow. Actually, I have a collector that's doing a guest review that should be up on the channel this week. Really excited to hear his thoughts and opinions on this. But I think this turned out really great. What do you guys think?
I love it.
Yeah, I wanted to order this.
It's so good. I love the hair on him. Sorry, Jeff, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was just going to say I haven't heard one single negative comment about this piece.
I haven't either.
It's really nice.
It's really nice. And again, the detail is really nice. There is that kind of that classic kind of older Yoda from Empire Strikes Back. I did have a chance to see that one in person in Colorado, and I thought it was phenomenal. This one complements that one very well. This is obviously more of the first trilogy, the first episodes 1, 2, and 3, where he's a little bit more mobile.
Yeah, I don't know how many they're making, but I feel like this will be a sought after piece if there's not too many of them.
What's the price point on this one, guys?
$800.
Wow, that's really good.
It is good. But anyway, I think it's really awesome. So congratulations. And again, we'll have that review up hopefully this week or early next week, depending on when I can get it edited.
Superman in the chat just said Yoda is waitlisted on Sideshow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So jump on that wait list, guys. They could do convert often. So get on there if you're interested.
That sucks.
Yeah, this was going to be a possible topic tonight, so we'll maybe save it for another time. But this was from XM Studios. Dear collectors, we want to inform you that the next pre-order, i.e. Lady Deadpool onwards, we will no longer be issuing display plaques as part of the early bird offer. What do you guys think about that news? I mean, I know that like I have a bunch of them. I don't display them, but does it suck for collectors that have been collecting them?
Well, here's the thing. So they offer it on the first 100 sold, I think. So now what happens with all the middleman resellers who order, the batches up right away? That now they kind of have control of those plaques. Also, if they're going to discontinue them, maybe do it for a reason. Give us better price points on the statue if you're going to, take something away.
Yeah, it would be interesting to know why. But I think yeah, having some sort of discounted price would be great. But it's also hard to think of like, why would you take incentives away when sales are down?
Yeah. Well, that's like I said, like you know how the hobby goes. We have these middleman resellers, buying up the XM pieces. I don't know if the boxes are marked that tells you which ones the plaques are in, or if they ship separate. I know with my XM Sanity, the plaque shipped separate. It wasn't in the box, but yeah, I don't like the idea that somebody can, if it's only going to the first 100 people that order, that somebody like a reseller can order up a large amount of quantity and control the plaques.
Makes sense. Let's see. What do you, Dan and Jeff? What do you guys think? Do you think it's okay that they're discontinuing it, or think it stinks?
I think like everyone else, they're probably feeling pressure to either, increase price or, make their business model work. One way and a different way of looking at what you were saying, Chris, is maybe this is helping them not have to increase the price any further.
Yeah. That could be.
Right.
That could be. Because a lot of times they were doing that and the art print.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's that's it costs them money to make that.
Yep.
So anyway, I just wanted to share that news with everyone in case they hadn't seen it.
So I wanted to mention real quick, don't panic about that Yoda being waitlisted because there's not even an edition size set yet.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's just batch one then.
It's batch one.
Good catch. Good catch on that. I feel like they will make 1 million of those if they can.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Lady Deadpool, this was the teaser on that. So anyway, that'll be coming soon from XM. These are some in-hand photos of the Peacemaker John Cena. This is from Suicide Squad and obviously the Peacemaker show on HBO. I think it's going to be called just Max now, right? Anyway, I think this looks fantastic. I love this likeness. I think it looks really good. What do you guys think?
It does look good.
Yeah.
I think the skin looks really great. The colors are nice. This basically it's just going to be Harley and him. That's the only ones in the line as far as I know. I don't think they'll ever go back and revisit this line, which is too bad because they did tease a killer or a King Shark, which at third scale would have been nuts.
Yeah.
I would have loved it. I probably would have bought it.
If I had more money and more space, I'd buy this one. I think it's great.
I do too. I really like it a lot. Of course, I've been a wrestling fan for a really long time. Just to have the Cena likeness is really cool, but I love the colors on him.
So he did ship with the gun, right? He has like a gun.
Yep. They probably just weren't able to show it in any promotional.
That's right there. Yeah. I see it.
Yeah, right there. Yep. Shipped with the gun, and he's got multiple guns, but I bet they weren't able to show it for the promotion.
No, they didn't. I remember going back. They didn't show it. I think one leaked out. Yeah.
You just get the pointy finger. You can't see me.
Good example though, pricing. This is $1,500 and it's just a pretty simple base and not a complicated statue.
No. Is this with Blitzway or no? I don't think it is.
I don't know.
If I remember right. I don't think it was. And the exclusives were that little mini Starro. There's the gun.
Oh.
Boom.
It is with Blitzway.
Okay, it is Blitzway. All right. So there you go. But I think it's one of their best likenesses they've done.
Yep.
Pardon me. This is a first four figures. They have a new bust. Thought it looked kind of cool. Just wanted to show that off for collectors that might be interested in this one. I think it went up for pre-order today at Sideshow.
Yep, it did.
So if you're a video game collector.
So grand scale bust. Do we know what scale that is?
It kind of reminds me more of that scale. I don't know.
Half scale.
It almost looks half scale to me.
Because it was like 360 or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you judge by this girl, and I don't know how tall she is, but you know, it does, to me, it looks bigger than like that third scale ish bust that Sideshow did.
I agree.
With the Trinity. So I think it'll have some nice presence, being if it is half scale.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminds me of the old DC Direct half scales.
Yeah, it's got the light up.
Yeah, it's neat. This is from PCS. This is the Prince. This is third scale, and they're offering it in two different versions. You have kind of the classic Purple Rain, which is cool. What do you guys think? And then the kind of that modern Prince.
This is from one particular appearance. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't even recognize him in that. I like the Purple Rain version.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And so that's the version I like better. I think the likeness is pretty good.
Yeah, that looks really good.
I know PCS has got some, crap here and there lately about, likenesses on like Rocky or whatever, but like, I feel like this is really good for a third scale. I can see a lot of collectors. I can't imagine there being a ton of Prince memorabilia statue-wise out there, although they did the one on him on bike, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, oh no, let's go.
Yep.
You got to be okay with mixed media.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, and I don't know how that'll turn out, but yeah, definitely a lot of mixed media on this.
Mm-hmm.
So that sometimes can be dust catchers.
I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I saw a comment saying one of the guitars he's holding he didn't have at the time.
Oh, is that right?
And
Oh,
with the outfit he had or something like that.
Look at the sculpt on the hair.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. That's really good. Really detailed work there. That would take forever to sculpt. So anyway, a couple different options from PCS. I think this one's already up for pre-order if I remember right.
Yeah, this is the Ultra, which is sold out now.
It's awesome.
With that guitar.
And then there's I still feel like that likeness is really good too.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the
More modern Prince.
Looks like Tupac.
It's even got Prince chest hair. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
Sculpted Prince chest hair. You know what I wish PCS would do?
So that comes
Okay,
up.
now that I'm looking at this, I'm gonna contact Ant. I want a bat dance.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. Okay, I'm contacting him. I want a variant. Think he'll listen to me?
Like the Batusi, you mean?
Yeah, no, the bat dance from
from Prince.
from Batman '89.
Yeah.
He did the entire soundtrack.
Yeah.
Well, and Danny Elfman, of course. This is a brand new cover from Jason Fabok, and this is the Three Jokers. And this will be the cover, or at least one of the covers of the Absolute that's going to be coming out.
Can't wait. June 13th, man.
Yeah, it's coming up real soon. So he did new art for that. And then we also have new art, I'm assuming front and back covers maybe.
Yep.
So that's really exciting. I'm glad that he did some new art for it. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Love that girl back here. These will make a couple cool statues, Prime One.
I ordered this book. It's really cool. Apparently there's, a bunch of like behind the scenes and, prelims and sketches and Easter eggs, where they take you through where the Easter eggs are and all the scenes. And
That's cool.
it looks like it's going to be a very cool Absolute.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah.
I threw this up there. I just wanted to plug my own sale here. I am selling this one. This is the Catwoman premium format. I am looking for the older one on Gargoyle if anybody's selling. And if you're interested in this one, cut you a great deal. Shipped to the United States, the Batman Statue Collector at gmail.com. Let me know. It is the exclusive. A couple of hot toys that are out. This is, well, I can't remember what series this one's from. Is this from this? Yeah, this is from Kenobi. Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
There's so many different variations. I don't know how collectors keep track. But looks cool.
Looks cool.
Yeah, it looks like kind of Darth Vader hybrid. It's neat. And then there's also a Darth Sidious. I think this one's cool, but I wasn't as impressed with the sculpt.
I like him in that pose.
Yeah, that pose is really cool. I feel like the portrait could have been better. It looks okay, but that's not Ian McDiarmid right there.
Yeah, somebody in the Facebook group did a side-by-side with a real-life photo, and the statue looks like his head's kind of squished, like it should be.
It needs to be elongated a little.
Elongated more.
I mean, it's close, but it's just not there yet, I don't think.
Yeah, I 100% I know who it is.
But yeah, it's cool. It comes with a couple different lightsabers. So that's a fun one.
I like it because you can almost get away with just, making it like a statue. It doesn't look like a like a figure.
Yeah.
The robe hides everything.
Yeah. It's cool. We were talking about Eric's repair job. I just wanted to throw a picture of it in here in case you hadn't seen the video before and after. Again, definitely check out that video on All Things Art. Search for it on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't.
Thank you.
Had some photos of the Groot. Have you guys all seen Guardians 3?
No.
Who was no?
Me.
Oh, you know what? It's okay. I can't see who's talking. Was that Eric and Dan?
Dan and I, yeah.
All right. So that little bit of a mini spoiler, but not too bad. Jeff, did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
I did too. I thought it was really good. Definitely had a different feel than the other movies.
Oh yeah.
But still really fun.
Rocket's story was awesome.
It was great.
I was watching your video of the Disney ride. I want to go on that so bad now.
Oh my gosh. I've said this before. I've never had more fun on a ride in my life than on that coaster.
Huh.
We went on it 4 times. The first time I'm holding on for dear life. The second, third, and fourth time I went hands-free, just my hands in the air. And I literally was going like, wee. I was like 5 years old on this thing, and the music is so good, and the visuals are so good, and it's a long coaster, like you get a really good long ride, and I love it. It is my favorite Disney ride of all time. I love it.
It takes off backwards?
Oh yeah, it launches you backwards big time, and backwards and then up a hill, that's what gets my wife. She does not. She will maybe go on it once a trip now. But me and my 2 kids, favorite ride of all time. At Disney, at least. It's awesome. Anyway, Groot from Hot Toys. This is another PCS. This was a 1/10 scale, I think, right? If I remember right. I don't remember them doing a lot of smaller scale stuff like this.
They're going to do 31 Capcom characters.
Really?
Yeah. And they're going to create a single base that you can put them all on if you want to.
Wow. That's cool.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really neat.
Yep.
So anyway, I think the detail looks really great. So obviously, again, if Iron Studios is kind of have been the 1/10 scale collecting company. So it's interesting that they're doing this as well. And it'll be interesting to see what the price point is on this. I haven't seen it yet, but if they could keep their prices lower than Iron Studios, I could see, more collectors. Again, if this is $300, I can't imagine a ton of people collecting these. But you never know.
Yeah. Imagine getting all of them. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I think they look great.
What's the math on that?
Too much. I'll simplify it for you. Too much.
300 times 30. What was that?
Yeah, that's a lot. But anyway, I thought that was cool. They're doing something different. This was a new reveal from XM. This is Superman, right?
Yes.
That's
it.
It's a different Superman. It's from a 12-issue miniseries. It's kind of a, I think, medieval.
Medieval, really?
Yeah, I forget the name, but
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
Because the Batman designs look really cool.
yeah.
That is awesome. I will have to. Oh, thanks, Jeff. I just saw your image you sent. But yeah, I'm not really wowed by the Superman, but the stuff I saw about the Batman characters, I would definitely be interested.
That is a common refrain. I'm hearing the same from other people. They're not crazy about the Superman, but they like the Batman.
Well, that's the thing I was showing you guys, because this is new to me, and I looked up the cover. So pretty much the other character, like Batman and Wonder Woman, have similar, like what their outfits normally look like. Superman just looks totally different than Superman, as you can see from this.
Yeah. So I just can't imagine a ton of collectors wanting this, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We'll see.
Batman kind of looked like a knight in armor, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I thought he looked really cool. Again, it's just it's like the samurai line, but medieval.
I think that's what they're going for. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be very popular. I would definitely be interested. I can't remember what this is.
Superman looked like a blacksmith with a cape on.
Yeah, weird. This is Symbiote Spider-Man. I don't know what, or Venom. Sorry, Venom. Can't remember what that is.
That's the symbiote, the one where the symbiote's like coming out of Spider-Man from XM Studios. I think that's right. Oh no, am I wrong?
Maybe. I don't know. I can't tell.
It's a cool statue. That's the one that it is. It's a cool statue.
I feel like that's what it was. Yeah.
I think it's XM. And this is Tweeterhead. Harley's coming, guys. So she should be shipping soon. Great piece. Dan, you still have this one coming?
No, I don't.
No, you don't. Okay. But you did at one time, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I thought I was, yeah, I did. I had gone with this one and just changed my mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Difficult choices must be made.
Yep. Space matters.
Space matters.
That should be our new t-shirt. Space matters. This was a Ghostbusters kind of teaser that PCS is doing. So I added this photo.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think these will be fun.
They do these right, and it can be real popular.
I think so too. If they have the right pose.
Yeah.
This was the gosh, was this PCS?
Yep.
This was the reveal of him. This is the PCS RoboCop. This is quarter scale, isn't it? I think, or is this third scale?
I think this is third scale.
Can't remember.
And Ant was specific that this is RoboCop 2.
I was going to say, which one is this from? Because I don't remember his suit being that colorful.
Yeah, apparently it is in RoboCop 2.
Okay.
And he said there will be a RoboCop 1 version with the color scheme you'd expect.
Okay.
But it'll be the same pose.
It looks
Yeah,
cool.
I believe so.
That's cool. They're offering too. I actually like the colors on this with the
I like it.
purple
I
and
just don't
blue.
remember it being like
It's very 80s.
And in the RoboCop 1, the red parts of the base will be blue.
Oh, that's cool.
It shows more at different angles. Like some angles, it doesn't look as, it's like one of those indigo color changing type things that depending on the angle you look at it.
Yeah, it looks like the flip flop paint that they put on show cars.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
The stuff on cars. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Speaking of cool, I want to give a shout out to Marcos at Collector Zone. Opened up a brand new shop in this warehouse. I know he's got more big plans and things like that. So I talked to him today, congratulating him. And so really cool to have, again, we talked about a mecca, just some place for collectors to go. I know Todd is working on one as well. And I know he's working, it's going to be incredible. And so I wish these guys nothing but success. I know it's a risk to do a brick and mortar of anything anymore. But it's still cool to see a lot of statues. Again, just the ability to be able to go someplace and be able to see the stuff before you buy it. I think is really, really nice. It's a really nice option for collectors.
Yeah.
He's in Michigan, I believe.
Yeah. Michigan. Yeah. It's massive. And he had a great display going on there.
Great display. You can see some great videos on YouTube from different collector channels. So definitely check that out. This one I just did a video on. I'm really excited. Dan, are you excited about this?
This is going to be fun, man.
I can't wait. I'm going to buy it. It's expensive though. It's like $450. I think this is exactly how I would display it, just like this, with it kind of open like this. But For any Lego collectors out there,
So
super fun.
is that the previous car, like the car that they came out with a few years ago, or is that
It's
a different
small.
car?
It's a small one.
That is small. I thought that was like the one they released.
No, it's minifigure size.
Okay, I was gonna say, wow, I still have nowhere to put the car. I can imagine, like, I thought that was the other car, and like that would be even bigger.
Yeah, that would be nuts. It's got the ramp. This is from Batman Begins, and it's got the different ramps and the different it's got different mechanisms on the back where things can open and close. It's just neat. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
And then it closes like a shadow box.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's really cool.
The figures, you got Max Shrek, which is awesome. Selena Kyle, some different bat suits, Bruce Wayne, Alfred, and of course Danny DeVito's Penguin. So that's going to be a fun build. Yeah, 76,000.
4,000, I think.
I'm sorry, 3,981 pieces.
Yeah.
So that's about,
the other numbers, the Lego code.
it's about the size of the Disney castle I did.
It'll be big. It'll be big.
It's a lot of pieces.
A lot of pieces. Some in-hand photos. We just had a guest review of this one. How do you guys think this one turned out? I think it looks as good as the prototype to me.
I think it looks great, but somebody did point out like maybe Batman's eyes are a little too small and not spaced out. Correct? I don't know.
Yep, I agree with that. It looks.
They just should have painted him a little bit bigger white.
I don't know. It's
Is that what you're saying?
It's hard to tell by the sculpt if it's even possible to paint them bigger, but
Those don't look like the greatest pictures in the world.
They're not. This one's a little bit better, but they're not the best pictures in the world.
yeah, I've seen other pictures where they actually look pretty good.
A lot of people were really excited because you can display Batman by himself.
Yeah, but then he has like his arm sticking out because his other arm's holding Catwoman's hip.
Yeah, but his right arm would look really odd without her there.
Yeah.
That's a good point. New Harley Quinn from Mondo is coming out. I know that they've had a really great series of these. And so they're doing, again, that classic Batman in the Animated Series. And these are basically 6 scale.
Is it Funko that bought Mondo?
I think so, yes.
Right? Yeah.
Because they were part of that booth in San Diego last year. They were selling the Joker at that time.
Yeah.
What exactly is that bearskin arm?
Where?
Just the arm with no like clothes on it on the right.
I don't know.
Maybe it goes in one of the dog's mouths.
That's what I was going to say. They chewed off an arm?
Maybe. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense unless it's from a certain scene or something.
It's like maybe a build-a-set. Does it go to something else?
Well, they do have her with an unmasked portrait.
Yeah, but then the arm doesn't still make sense. Like
it doesn't make sense. I don't know. Does anything make sense anymore? Not really. Speaking of not making sense, look how good this looks, guys.
Not making sense.
This is Dan. Dan literally built his own display for Harley, got rid of the round base, which is obnoxiously large, drilled some holes and made some notches, and has his own display for Harley. How great is that?
Oh, I love it, man. I absolutely love it. She's in the spot that I wanted her in. Just looks like she's on a wood floor. And it's just a big slab of butcher block. It's extremely heavy, actually. I think it's 1.25 inches thick. It's 16. So just to give you a sense, guys, so you can see her toe, her right toe is up to the edge of the board. That is 16 inches deep and 28 inches wide, that board.
And you added some metal elements to it.
I literally, so guys, full disclosure, I thought I was going to have to make a base, which I was fully ready to do, but my wife needed something at Hobby Lobby anyways, and I got that board at Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby, folks.
$40. And
nice.
For anybody out there who's been to Hobby Lobby, they've got a pretty cool little section of like all different hardware that you can put on cabinets and drawers and this and that. And I'm like, I just wanted to add something to it. So I put those 2 kind of decorative handles. I thought they matched the chair real well. Not to mention helps me be able to pick the thing up if I need to.
Yeah. Well, you like that steampunk vibe. It kind of gives you that.
And I absolutely love it. Yep.
Every statue should have handles on it like that.
That's right. Yeah, no kidding. I'm going to need them when I move into the bunker.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
I'm also distracted by the Alex Ross signatures in the background.
yep. She goes beautiful right between those two canvases and those two originals that are flanking her too, Sean Murphy and Lee Bermejo.
Oh, so nice.
Yep.
This I wanted to throw in. This was a collector sent me this, and I forgot to include it in the last show, but he wanted me to show this off to everybody. This was really cool. He did this tribute painting for Kevin Conroy, which I thought was really neat.
That's pretty nice. He did that. Wow.
It's really nice.
Very
Whoops.
cool.
But it's really cool. And then, sorry, I got this out of order. But this was the artist.
Very nice.
And it was just really cool. So sorry about that. I'll skip back. And anyway, I thought the quality of the paint was really nice.
Yep. Well done.
Yeah, it's really cool. So again, thank you for sending me that, and thank you or I'm sorry for forgetting about it last show. This piece is from Hot Toys. This is that new quarter scale that's been released. I think this one turned out really nice as well.
Yeah, not bad.
It's on the gargoyle.
Oh, that's that quarter scale. Okay.
Yeah, the
That
quarter
looks
scale
Hmm.
from them.
Wow, that really dwarfs those two fifth scales, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Or
I thought this portrait looked really good.
It does. Yeah.
And Hot Toys there, guys, and it does come with the extra stand. These are some pieces from Guardians again. This is from Hot Toys. Some people have noticed that it doesn't have any of like the patches. Whether it's an American flag or a Russian flag, I can't remember, but some people are like, why don't they have any of the patches? So I don't know if it's a licensing thing or what, but obviously they're doing these characters. They're doing Star-Lord and everybody else. But I thought the dog was cute. But Cosmo was fun in the movie. He was. That's a bad dog. We call our dog at home a bad dog all the time, just for fun, like because she's a bad dog. And after we saw that movie, we're like, we can't call our dog a bad dog anymore. Here's a look at some of the others: Star-Lord, Drax, and Gamora.
Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, it's fun. Be fun to do the whole ensemble. This was a cool one, Target exclusive from McFarlane Toys. I wanted to throw in here. It's kind of that Joker Eye suit. So if you guys don't get the one from Prime One, you can get this one.
Looking for a lower cost option?
It'll be a lot cheaper, I guarantee it.
That and the Joker dragon I sent you the other day.
That's right. I know. That's right. But I did like how it's got like the green paint on the bottom of the cape. It's kind of cool. So anyway, if you're a collector of McFarlane Toys, I thought this one was fun. This is a 10 scale from Iron Studios. I thought was really impressive. If only it was quarter scale. Yeah, if only it was. Could you imagine if this was quarter scale?
That's cool.
But it's really cool with the torn helmet.
Jeff, do you have a Vader in your collection?
I do not.
No.
We need to rectify that.
I would have bought that Vader PF.
Yeah.
I didn't have to turn the lights on in 3 different spots, including taking something apart.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Hey, where did you see that Darth Vader at?
I believe that was at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, San Diego Comic-Con.
It was a great opportunity to see statues with my own eyes.
So you saw it with your own eyes and contemplated buying it because you saw it with your own eyes.
Oh,
I was going to buy the Mythos piece, and then I saw the PF in person at San Diego Comic-Con.
Weird. That's so
And
weird.
I loved it. And I thought,
man.
why can they make an Iron Man maquette with lights in 47 different places at the push of one button? They can't do 3 on Vader the same way.
So you like the statue in person, which is good, and then you found out online that the light ups are bad. So online videos are bad.
You combined your talents.
Online completely failed me.
Yeah, online videos
online
bad,
failed
in
you.
person good.
It ended my desire for the piece.
Man, that's so crazy.
how that all worked out.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, 10 scale, so it's going to be a smaller piece, but I still think it's cool. I feel like this one has a little bit more presence because it's a little bit more dynamic.
People love it.
Yeah, it's cool. Speaking of cool, how great is this one? This one's fun.
Was it?
It's a
Quantum Mechanics, I think.
Yeah, Quantum Mechanics. This one just came out for pre-order today. Definitely is kind of a cutesy cartoon feel, but it's Batman Who Laughs. I like the idea. I like the Robins. I think they're fun. It's even got the Robin King up top.
There
Yes,
must be different versions of this piece.
Yeah, I posted this in the group. So this one I think is limited to 500, and it's an Entertainment Earth exclusive. And then there's a not a light up, a glow in the dark one. And I apologize, I forget where that one's being sold.
Well, look at the color. So this is black and white,
Mhm.
and then this one's color.
So I think that color is a Sideshow exclusive, and it's only 250 pieces.
Yeah, very, very low ES on this. But I think it's a lot of fun.
What are they made of?
Poly resin.
So they're poly resin, so they're not PVC.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
So
that's cool.
that's legit then.
Yeah.
And it was 325.
I like it.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think I like this one maybe a little bit better. With the red and the black and white, I think it's kind of fun. But cool piece. All right. That is the end.
That's that, huh?
That is that. Dun, da, da, da.
That was quick.
Yeah, not bad tonight. A little over 2 hours. We're clocking in. Did you see anything must-haves in that batch of statues? Again, like right now, I feel like some of the releases are kind of like the teasers are kind of slow this time of year. Obviously, convention season, we're going to probably get a ton, which is exciting. But like for me, Two-Face, I mean, that's a given for me.
Yep.
In quarter scale. Anything else you saw?
I can't remember any that I must have.
No. Me neither.
Just Two-Face.
Yeah.
How many pre-orders do you guys have right now?
All right, I'm going to consult my spreadsheet while Dan's looking his up.
I'm going to
Mine's a lot easier because I don't order that much.
Into my Google Drive I go.
You've got two, Eric?
I believe so, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, too.
What are they?
Batman Joker suit and Penguin from Prime 1.
Oh, right. Yeah. And then you're probably going to do Two-Face?
If I have the space, I would consider it. I have the Batman Sanity, which has everybody on it. So
Oh, right.
I'm good with that one for now.
Do you really want to know how many I've got on my spreadsheet?
I do.
You want to take a guess?
35.
Oh, God, no. Thank
I'm
God it
gonna
wasn't.
say,
Is that too much?
I'll say 18.
Dan?
3, 4.
No, he's counting. Sorry.
I'm counting.
No, you want to make a guess on how many I have?
Oh, and how many you have, Chris?
We've heard 35, and we've heard 18.
Now he lost count.
My guess is 24 for you.
17.
17.
17.
I have, if I include the Joker batsuit, Jokerized batsuit, which I'm like Eric, still on the fence. It is PO'd, but I am still on the fence for a few reasons. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 8 right now.
Now, if you ask me how many CGCs I have on pre-order, that I can't tell you because that's out of control.
That's out of control.
I've got 2 coming in this week. Do you want me to read my list?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So Catwoman on Batpod, Joker Say Cheese, Batman versus Joker Diorama Prime 1, Samurai Riddler, Samurai Scarecrow, Joker the Killing Life-Size Bust, Killing Joke Life-Size Bust, Solomon Grundy Custom, Poison Ivy Premium Format from Sideshow, Penguin Premium Format from Sideshow, Joker Premium Format from Sideshow, Penguin 1/3 from Prime 1, Joker in Batsuit, Batman Triumphant 1/3, Batman Returns Catwoman 1/3, Hush Poison Ivy Skin Tone 1/3, Vampirilla 1/3, and the Robert Pattinson Batman 1/3.
That's a lot of big pieces.
Good thing I'm building a freaking bunker, right?
I have 10.
Could you imagine if I didn't have that space? Like I would be so screwed.
Yeah. I've got 10
I'd have to
pre-orders.
sell my Arkham line again.
I might cancel 2 of the 10 I have. Maybe.
Not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't think I would cancel any of mine. Obviously the Killing Joke bust is going to go to someone. And maybe the Catwoman on Batpod. I still haven't 100% decided on that one. I just don't know if I need it.
Yeah.
It's a great piece. What do you guys think? It's a great piece, but do I need it?
Do you need it?
If you weren't going into the new room, the bunker, I would say no.
Yeah, hell no.
But it might look just really freaking cool on one of those center pedestals.
I know. Yeah, I know.
You're so tied to those movies. It seems like you need that character represented somehow by that actress, not just any Catwoman.
Yeah. I'm still having trouble like visualizing how I would do my movie pieces and where.
Mhm.
Like right now, my movie pieces that I have just in this room is my Dark Knight statues. I've got 3, and then the Joker bust. So I don't have a ton of movie stuff, but I don't know. My passion is with the comic book pieces, clearly.
Yeah.
And it, that's just the way it'll be.
I've got the same problem that Dan mentioned earlier. I have the Prime 1 Battinson on pre-order, and I don't know if I need it if I'm going to get the LBS.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. I mean, that's my biggest problem is none of those are on my pre-order list, but I'm screwed.
Either. And I'm getting that.
We're going to be screwed.
Right.
So that's the crazy thing.
One thing I'm wondering about with Legendary Beast, since the DC license is not in association with XM, might he price them a little lower if he's not giving a cut to XM? I
could see it one of 2 ways.
Or is he paying more for the license?
That's the thing. If he was able to get Marvel pieces through XM's license, sure, they were having to pay a cut, yes. But if they are having to pay out of pocket for DC,
right?
That I don't know. I just don't. I could see it going either way with that. I would love to see cheaper prices.
Yeah.
And I think what'll be incredibly important for him to do, Jay, if you're listening, start Batman at a reasonable price.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can slowly increase the price over time, just like Prime 1 did.
Oh.
But when you had those Arkham pieces coming in at $900, that solidified. And the first 5 or 6 or 7 were like that. Yep. And then all of a sudden they started creeping up to where we are now. But man, I tell you, if you get people hooked with Batman.
That is an awesome point, Chris. You know what? Sell Batman for $9.99.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
And you're going to set the hook in so many fish. You know what I mean?
Especially when people see it. I mean, when people see what I've seen with the render, like it is, it's going to be awesome. And again, knowing the characters that he wants to do and how ballsy some of them are going to be, they have me hooked.
Yeah.
This Batman did not miss leg day.
No, he is. And I just love his pose. I love the way they did the cape.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, people are going to freak out when they see it. It's awesome. So yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm in a lot of trouble. But see, that's the thing is like with that Catwoman on Batpod, I would much rather like the thought of all of those. If I had to choose between all of those and Catwoman, I would choose those in an instant.
Yeah.
Over Catwoman on Batpod.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like
maybe you don't need her.
I know that's what I'm like. Maybe I don't, but I it's one of those pieces. Like, would I regret it down the road if I didn't? I mean, I love the idea more than her. I like the idea of the 3rd scale Batpod.
Yeah. Right.
You know, like who's ever going to do a 3rd scale Batpod ever? Although Queen Studios did say they were going to do a Batman on Batpod, but we haven't seen that. And I feel like they've slowed way down.
Way down.
Like way down. So I don't know. Rapture just asked, Chris, when are we getting the next Bat Bunker update video? So it has been very, very slow going. Derek was going to hire a mudder, and that didn't work out. So Derek's doing all the mudding himself. That's taking a long time. He's hoping to spray the walls this weekend. Then once the walls are finished, then the electrician will come back in. And so I've got like little clips of things that I've shown, but I don't know if I have enough for a full video. Maybe I might release it anyway. It might just be like 3 minutes long. I don't know. So I might go ahead and show you guys what I have, but I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more substance. So anyway, hopefully soon I'll have that video out. And again, I've got tons of content coming out over the next few days. So I got some great guest reviews as well and some great car side chats. Anything coming out on Secret Sanctuary, Jeff, in the near future from you?
I'm still expecting the Queen Studios Ledger Joker. Lots of folks already have it. I don't.
I've been hearing that like the shipping inconsistencies, like when people are getting their stuff, like some people are waiting months and months and months, and some people got it months and months and months ago. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if companies are sending in batches. I don't know.
It seems like small batches.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too. Like it. Yeah, it's weird.
Someone said Todd's getting more in June, so maybe I'm in that batch, but I don't know for sure.
Fingers
crossed. I'm really not sure about the Queen Studios Captain America, Winter Soldier, Captain America, because that one on spec site, I think says third quarter. So God, that could be July through September.
Yeah, no kidding.
And some folks already have that. So I don't know.
Guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap it up, or feel like we did okay tonight?
Someone in the chat asked when Batman's going to be shown. I don't know if they'll be revealed sooner, but he will be at ToyCon in early July, along with Superman, Wonder Woman, and Joker.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know they were going to have actual prints.
He's going to preview all 4 at that show.
Wow.
Where's that at?
Yeah.
That's in the Philippines.
Oh, in the Philippines.
So that's how he's able to do it. It's in town for him. Oh,
that's right. Because I think we're going to have a live stream with him at that time.
Nice.
I forgot. So I talked to Jay last week and I forgot all about that. So yeah, I think we're going to try to work that out so we can bring that live right here on the show to you guys. So that would be awesome. I'd love to do that. And again, we want to have Jay on to talk about the pieces and talk about his vision. And so he didn't want to wait till that event, and I forgot when it was. So thank you for reminding me. That would be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it was great when that's where he debuted the Hulk and the Iron Man when it wasn't painted yet.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty big show too, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah. So yeah, and he was doing a live stream right from the floor of the convention, so he was able to just walk over to the piece and point things out. It was great.
That'll be perfect. So I'll keep trying to arrange that for everybody here on the channel. Again, I want to thank the gentleman here for joining me as always, and thank you everybody in the chat. Really appreciate it. Please hit the like button if you would on your way out. That really does help us out tremendously. And we'll be back in 2 weeks for the next Rogues Gallery Live. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
guys.
Thanks for watching.